Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of The Next Battle. On
Yes,
today's
sir.
episode, I've got SourPiggy as my second guest for the show,
Woo,
and
that's
I'm
good.
very glad to be able to catch up a bit with him since I know that you've been playing the game a lot more recently and playing bears, so I'm looking forward to hearing more about
Trying.
that.
It's hard out here, man.
Yeah,
It's hard.
so just to get started here, and since I was just talking about this with Piggy, I just wanted to sort of reintroduce the series a bit since honestly, for me, I took a bit longer in between episodes here than I had anticipated just due to some personal stuff. Um, so I'm glad to get back to talking to members of the community, such as Piggy, about their paths in Tekken and how Tekken 7 went for them, and also what they look forward to in the next battle, being Tekken 8, of course. And now that we have more information about the game, and hopefully more very soon during TWT finals, it'll be really interesting to hear Piggy's current thoughts on the game and just how he's reached the point that he's at right now in Tekken 7. So just to start off, could you, since I unfortunately neglected to ask Anya about this in our first episode, could you let the viewers know your social media channels and where they can find you?
I have a Twitter, SourPiggy. I'm on it daily. So you could probably best contact me there, see what's up there. I have a stream, but I'm the most inconsistent streamer. If you don't follow, I completely understand. Sour Piggy, just the same, no changing or anything. I have a YouTube that I upload once a year, so if you want to check that out, you can go there as well. I'm not that good with posting content or streaming. Kind of lazy, but if you so happen to catch a live or a new vid, then there it is.
Yeah, and I know that you've been in a lot of online tournaments recently, and some offline too, I believe. And so people have definitely probably seen you recently, and I'm personally glad to see you back involved with the game. But just sort of to start us off here, could you tell me a bit about how you first began playing Tekken and things like your first game, first comparative memories, and things like that?
Um, I was born and grew up in New York City, and I think the first game I actually remember playing, besides Crash Bandicoot, is like Tekken 3.
Mhm.
Tekken 3 was like banger game. Everyone had it in their house, even if it was like casual or competitive. I mean, I was too young to even know the difference, but my cousins, they brought over Tekken 3 and the memory card, because that was so important. You need the memory card. They had like all the characters unlocked, and they would just come over and spend hours just playing like Tekken 3. And I think as I got older, I got each Tekken that came out after that. I even went back to Tekken 1 and Tekken 2. Funny story. So I don't know if fate or just whatever God people believe in is out there, but I found Tekken 2 on the floor. Legit. I was at my dad's job. He used to work at like a youth center,
Mhm.
and I was in there just playing basketball. I was alone. It's crazy, I know. And I was just running and get the ball, and I legit found a Tekken 2 disc on the floor. I'm not even kidding. I can't even make this
I
up. It
believe
was the
you.
craziest thing. So I was like, Dad, where'd this come from? He was like, mm-mm. So I legit just had a free copy of Tekken 2 that day.
Yeah.
Uh, and ever since then, got every other Tekken that came out. Um, I think I was just mashing X and O with Eddie until like Tekken 6 when I
Mhm.
found out you could do like combos and screws and all that. And I was like, well, bounds, I guess I should say. And I was like, wow, this game just got like way more fun now that I can cheese my opponent in the air for like 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So I started learning combos. I made a Twitch when Tag 2 came out, because when Tag 2 came out, everyone was playing at the beginning, of course. And a lot of my friends that I met online in Tekken 6 were obviously playing Tag 2. So I made a Twitch, started just watching different Tag 2 streams. Um, and then people like, Brawl Pro and Mac, they were, out there competing, Cuddle Core. And I was friends with these guys. So I was like, I got to meet these guys. I got to play. I got to, I think, I'm pretty good. I'm not that ass. I think I'll be fine. So my first, I guess, tournament was Tag 2. I went for Tekken 7. It was like during that Wizard World. I don't even know what it was called
Mhm.
back then. but like Wizard World, where they went around and toured, different countries with games, and they had an NA tour, and we didn't even have the game yet. We were just playing off of just watching Koreans and Japanese, and then they never came. They never came to my thing. I guess there were like two tour tournaments that weekend, and they couldn't send two to both. It was
Right.
like one or the other. And of course, my shitty luck, they sent it to the other one. I think it was like in Cali or something.
Hmm.
And everyone that went to Summer Jam that year was like, well, what the fuck do we do? They made us sign like some bullshit. Like, if you came to this tournament for Tekken 7 and you weren't able to, play, sign your name here and your address for like a reimbursement. Nothing.
Wow.
No, we got nothing. I was legit the first in line. I remember my name was first on the list, bro. No,
So in terms of Tag 2, I know that you had mentioned going to, you said Summer Jam, right?
Yeah,
For
they had
competing in
Tag
the
2
game.
there. Yeah, that was gonna be my first tournament, of course. But I was like, well, Tekken 7's there too.
Right.
It's gonna be sick to play both.
Naturally.
So in terms of Tag 2, I got 7th. There were like a lot of big guys there, and I was like, I'm surprised I'm holding my own. These guys are pretty sick. I met P. Ling that weekend. LJR was there. I didn't even know he went. He literally told me 2 years later, oh yeah, I was there. I got 7th place too. It's like, yeah, okay. I met Cody. I think he was the guy who beat me in top 8. Wade Gamble was there. I think Just Frame James ended up winning, and it was cool meeting him too.
Mm-hmm.
So I got top 8 my first tournament. I couldn't ask for anything better. I went in with like no expectations. My first tournament match is actually uploaded too. I didn't think it was. And I didn't even remember who it was until I checked like 2 years back. It was Onijin.
I know that's one of the names that if people are thinking about just regions, like I feel like you wouldn't really know Onijin unless you're a bit more like OG or like in that region. So that's
he's like hella like East Coast upper, like definitely like Jersey, New York. If you're not from there, you probably wouldn't know. And way back, I don't even think he plays much now anymore. But
kind of one of those like hidden boss types.
Yeah, he was definitely hidden boss worthy for sure. And I think right after that, I fought Junior. I met Junior that same weekend too. So it was definitely a fun tournament. Stacked players. Was very impressed in myself, doing well. And since then, I've just been competing in different stuff.
So going from Tag 2 competition to Tekken 7, what would you say was sort of your takeaways from that first impression of actually having your hands on the game and how the game was developing from obviously tag team battles to just one character and a lot of new systems like Tailspin and pardon me if I'm wrong, but were you playing at the point that it was just Rage Arts in those like early builds? Because you've been to at least like one of the tournaments where it was pre like console release, right?
Yeah, I went to final round. They had that was part of the tour too, and I went there and I played Nina. I actually played in that one. So
how'd that go?
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't do that well because back in I don't know why they did this. In the console, I guess updates. Of course, the one I went to, they didn't have like button binds.
I actually remember hearing about this with you and just having to play Claw, right?
Yeah, I had to learn Claw.
Yeah,
I had to learn Claw with Nina, a character like I don't even give a fuck about. I don't care. None of my characters are in. I didn't have Julia. I didn't have Anna, and I wasn't really feeling Kat too much then. She kind of seemed boring. She still is, but not enough for me to like commit to her learning Claw. And then Bears, I loved in Tag 2, but at the start of Tekken 7, I didn't really like them. So I didn't play them that much at the beginning. So I was like, well, I know a little bit of Nina already, so I don't have to learn a new character. So I'll go in and play some Claw. I think I got like demolished. I think Meek. I think Meek beat me. I'm pretty sure Meek beat me at final round with Paul. And Paul's damage in the early stage was just completely absurd. Definitely not deserved. But he got the W anyway. Nothing but respect for that guy. And
So just in terms of those early experiences, like once we actually had the game in our hands, we were able to start developing, and like just people throughout, obviously not only the U.S. but globally, were really developing themselves in Tekken 7. How did you feel about yourself and growing as a competitor?
Uh, I grew fast. I'd
Hmm.
admit that. I didn't think I would catch on that quick. Only because I didn't care. I was just playing and like hanging out with friends and doing stuff. The whole like I guess people knowing who I was. It, all right, sure, I'll take it. But it wasn't what I was playing for. I was just playing to hang out with friends that I made and play well, of course. But in terms of the game, of course, when we first got Tekken 7. I was talking to Speedkicks about this the other day, and I reminded him how when he won like the first big T7 tourney that was like here in NA, he made some statement to Namco. It was like, "Yeah, I don't like this game," and I think
Sounds
once I
like him.
got the game, yeah, I think once I got the game, I was like, I kind of see what he means. Like it's so slow in comparison to like Tag 2, movement wise. It feels like when I first got the console version of T7, like I think I remember like texting two friends and I was like, is my game bugged or am I this slow? Like it
Right.
feels like I'm moving in water. It's like cement, just like it's hardening on my feet. It's taking too much to move in comparison to Tag 2, how free the movement was in Tekken 6 and stuff. But eventually you just learn and adapt and move on and play it
Sure.
out. Which I'm commendable on myself that I did that because I'm a slow learner. I'm super lazy too, so I'm happy that I caught on quick to the whole movement thing. I guess when the passion is really there and it sticks out, that's when you start moving.
Well, I mean, I know you say that you're a slow learner, but one of the things that I actually wanted to talk a bit about, and you had mentioned, is how many characters you've played. And can you just tell me a bit about your paths with different characters in this game? And obviously, you can't be that slow of a learner if got to the point that you're at and you're able to be very competitive with
Yeah, I mean, I
multiple
guess like
characters. So yeah, tell
I
me a bit
guess
about your character choices and what really inspired those.
do you want like who I play now, who I can
Well, I
play,
mean, I
or
think
like in as
people
we
who have
continue?
seen you recently probably know that you're on the bear trend right now, but
Oh
just give me a
yeah,
bit of perspective on. I know you played a lot of Cat and a lot of
yeah,
Julia, of course. So
yeah.
just walk me through a bit of that.
My first main since like Tekken 3, it's like
Mhm.
Julia. That's who I was playing with my cousins when I first started as a kid. That's who I learned combos with in the game of Tekken 6, like actually learning how to play Tekken. Tag 2, it was just Julia, Michelle,
Two
and then
chains.
Two Chain. Yeah, see, you get it. Yeah. And then I learned Bears at the end of Tag 2 because it's just so fun. They were a super fun team.
Mhm.
And I played some Anna, of course. I'll be honest, I play Anna because when I don't want to think, she's like, boom, she's the perfect character. I just duck
Commendable.
and it works.
Mhm.
uh, and then as time went on, I guess like during the COVID thing, the COVID season, I didn't play as much because I didn't really like online, and then there wasn't on the offline, of course. So like I used that time to like when I randomly did play, it was just like another character, like someone random who I just always wanted to play. So
Mhm.
then I learned Jack, and then I learned Rom, I
Oh
learned
God.
Cooney, I learned
Mhm.
Kazumi. Uh, uh, there's like two or maybe three. I don't remember.
Right.
It's just
A
whoever
lot
I'm
of them.
feeling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It turned like two or three characters turned into like 10.
Mhm.
So I never thought I would be that kind of player either. Like I thought I was just like my one man Andy character.
Right. But now you're
But
on bears a lot, and I mean, correct me if
yeah,
I'm wrong. Have you been mostly just playing bears recently?
yeah. I've committed to myself this year. I'm just like bear only in tournament. I'm
I
committed.
respect it.
Yeah, I love that character with its flaws, with its anything that goes with it.
Mhm.
It doesn't even matter to me because
I remember when
I
you
play who I
messaged me
like, have fun.
about the bear Discord. I was like, this is just a whole book of worms that you're getting into with that. And
Yeah,
I
I
can
was
tell
like,
that you're
hey, are you in
really
here? You should like
ready to get
totally
back to
tap
it.
in.
Yeah, I could tell that you are really inspired and ready for it. But I personally, of course, a bit of bias here. I've been glad to see you playing so much bears. I feel like that character hasn't got enough representation, but you're putting them
Thanks.
on the map a lot recently for sure.
Trying. It's
Hmm.
not easy. Not
Now,
when you
in
got
terms of
characters flipping around over you.
yeah, I've seen the clips. In terms of those comparative highs, though, could you tell me just a bit about really throughout the entirety of Tekken 7, some of the best moments of your comparative lifespan with the game? Like any different memorable tournament runs or particular accomplishments?
Um, I guess it would have to be. Um, there was like the Red Bull tour,
Hmm.
and I
Was it
went to the
Conquest?
LCQ. Yeah, the Conquest. Yeah. So I went to the Conquest, and of course, no expectation at all, just to see how far I would get. And I won. I had to beat Anakin. I had to beat Junior. I had to beat what's that guy's name? Jackie Tran.
Hmm.
Oh, that went to like last hit. I think he talked to me about that like a few months ago. He was like, "Yeah, man, I've been a big fan ever since you just blocked that one low and beat me." It was like last hit, last round. Whoever got the last hit just takes
Hmm.
it. And I ended up winning the LCQ, and then from the LCQ, that got you to the top 16 that same day. And then the same day, I made it to top 8 after that. So like I had to beat like who would I have to play? Um, I had to play Whoopi, and I think I lost to Joey Fury. So after that, I was in losers. But then I grinded it out and made it to top 8. But from the LCQ, I got like a cool stick. I'm not even a stick player. I still have it in my closet. I have like this hoary Red Bull stick that maybe I'll sell like 50 years from now or something. Um, but I guess that one because it made me just feel like the work I was putting in mattered. Like,
Hmm.
of course, I'm not caring too much about the result, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm spending so much time on something. The result is just shit.
Yeah, I mean
So
it's certainly nice to see something for it, and I think I
yeah,
remember even seeing you trying to learn on that stick for a little while. But
that didn't go
I
well.
definitely remember that timeline.
That was a short arc. We
Yeah.
tried.
Now,
We
in terms
tried.
of just that recognition for your comparative grind and the effort that you've put in, I know that you have been with a number of sponsors over time. I think I can at least think of two off the top of my head. Could you tell me a bit about your history with sponsors and just sort of the role that you think that they fill within the community?
Um, there were a lot of I wouldn't say sponsors in Tag 2. There
Hmm.
was like one legit sponsor, but there was like a bunch of teams. And I remember that it started from me creating my own team in Tag 2. I created a team called the Maniacs, and we had like there was a lot of people in that team. Commando was in it. Um, if you remember that guy, Stud Buddha, he was there for a little bit. Um, there were some other people as well, but there was like maybe like 5 teams. I remember Mac was in his own team, and then In the Skies that was like
Hmm.
the first legit like sponsor for Tekken. That was like the first NA group that was like actually had someone using their own money to send players out and stuff like that. So a lot of us was on that team, like myself, Mac, Cuddle Core, Joey Fury, Miles, um, Peeling, of course. That's how we all just met and
Hmm.
clicked up and became friends still.
Hmm.
So it started from there, um, and then from that team, I went to the collective, and the collective we went about a good year and a half, almost 2. And during that time, it was so great. It was
Oh
such a
yeah,
great time.
it
Everyone who
definitely
was
seemed
on the
like it.
team, yeah, it was. We were always just one big family. It was great. I didn't even know those guys were like interested in me until like I don't know, like tournaments in Tekken 7 and just talking to them and hanging out in their hotel room. And they were like, "Hey, we're trying to start a team. You in?" Yeah, I'm down. We would just travel to tournaments together. We took a big band of us just all going to Combo Breaker one year. Um, we would stay in hotel rooms together, of course, and they really looked out for like traveling and just group meetups and stuff like that. We would get like an Airbnb for like a weekend and just do like tea cold getaways and stuff like that. It's a really fun time. It was good.
Yeah.
And then it of course COVID like ended a lot of things, and that's definitely one thing that it took for me. It took T Cole, and that sucked. But the show goes on and moves on. We're still all friends. Nothing changes there, of course. But now there's like a lot of like really different sponsors, and I just hope everyone's out there, using their eyes and
Right.
their ears, and don't get fucked up out there. There's some people not doing some good shit. So pay attention. Not every team is a team. You understand? Make sure you're reading the fine line, the fine print. And to those guys who are in, really good sponsors and they're taking care of you, good shit. Very happy for you guys, for sure.
Now, as we look at the competitive landscape of things right now, and as we get ready for the next battle here, how are you feeling about the community and about how things are looking as we head towards Tekken 8?
The community, I think, is super hyped for the game, of course. We want something fresh. We've been playing T7 for 7 years, I want to say. I'm not even sure off the top of my head, but we've definitely been watching it for longer. I know that. So we're all just ready for the new thing. Community-wise, I think the Tekken 7 community, what do I say? I think my side of the community is fine. It's just if you're choosing to hang out with people who are not fine, you're going to have a not fine experience, But from what I see, from my eyes, and who I hang around with and surround myself with, I enjoy the community. I like the Tekken community a lot from, what I allow myself to see and be around. As for Tekken 8 itself, I just want to see more. They're like holding so much back, and I know they're just ready to drop something big at TWT. What's that? Next weekend?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, next weekend. It came so fast, to be honest. I was gonna go, but plans dropped, and it became too expensive to go myself. So I'm going to Frosties instead. So I'll catch you guys at the low tier LCQ tournament.
Everybody watch out for a bear in top 8 at Frosties, clearly.
But, maybe. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
In terms of, the roster and what we know so far and the few things that they've shown from, the game mechanics, how are you thinking about that? Like, how do you feel about the direction that they're taking the game?
Well, if they're adding like meter again, I don't like it. I don't like any 2D aspect, like anything. I'm not a fan of like Street Fighter. I used to play Mortal Kombat, but even now, just thinking about it, I don't want any 2D. So, like, if they have like this new heat system and it revolves around like meter or something, I'm just I don't want to. I don't know. I'm I don't want to judge either before we get the whole shablam. So I'm just waiting. Waiting. I have high hopes, positivity, always. Don't want to diss on it or, just waiting to see more. And Jack 8 looks so sick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
I mean, you're talking about waiting. I've been waiting so much for roster information. Like, I was hoping they would have something like a bear clawing through the screen at some point, but I know they're not going to show that much love to the character. So, like, once I saw Jack 8 with this sort of, like, railgun, I was like, wow, I'm at least learning some Jack so I can play him in that game. But
have you been enjoying Jack?
Have I been enjoying him?
Yeah, like Jack.
I mean,
have you been enjoying him?
Jack is quite the character. Like, he feels like very similar in ways to Bears, as you know, but just a bit more solid, obviously. But I mean, just in terms of aesthetics, like that's what drove me to try to learn a bit. Of the
yeah, he's so like, cool. He's such a cool.
It's character. Like the meme of. Can't remember which actor who's like, I'm leaving here with something, and it's like Jack 8, that design Denzel was what I was leaving with and feeling good about. So yeah, it's a lot to look forward to, but just a lot of waiting. But I suppose as we approach more information about the game, and just sort of in closing here, is there anything else that you might like to add about just where Tekken 7 has taken you, and as we prepare for this next battle, just how you're feeling for the future?
I'm hopeful. I hope I still keep my competitive spirit moving on in Tekken 8. I definitely want to go out to tournaments for the game and travel and play with friends, of course. And as for T7, I'm enjoying it. Like it reminds me of when Tag 2 ended. Everyone's like, all right, when's the game moving on? When are we going to the next game? Blah blah blah. Online feels worse. Blah blah blah. Same. It's the same thing over again. So everyone's waiting to move on, but I'm like kind of enjoying the chill period of waiting because I don't want them to push out something that's garbage. So I'm more than happy to wait and just see what Murray has in store.
Right. Sometimes it feels a bit daunting to just wait and see, especially with what they've
Oh
shown so
yeah,
far. But yeah, just
yeah.
like in terms of professional, or excuse me, not just professional, and like I know that we talked about sponsor level, but also personal development. Is there anything that you feel like you reflect on from where your competitive career with Tekken has taken you?
Um, I wouldn't say. I guess I cared a lot back in the earlier stages of T7 around like team, like I guess being on a team and sort of you have to like follow team. I guess I don't want to say guidelines, of course. That's kind of strict. But like, doing the social media and, just really making yourself out there. And over time I've become like very very introverted. So I'm just like very chilled in comparison. Like in terms of tournament and playing online, I'm not really that much into that. It's just if I feel like going, I'm gonna go. Back before I'm like, I gotta go to this, I gotta go to this, I gotta do this, I gotta save up for this, I gotta fly out to this. I don't care about any of that crap anymore. I'm just like, I'll play when I play, I'll show up when I show up. If you don't
Well,
see me, I don't know. I don't know
I
what to
know
say.
that a lot of us are probably hopeful to see you on stream quite a bit at Frosty's, as we were talking about. And I know
Yeah,
that it's just always a pleasure to see you both at events in person or just competing on streams like that. And you're always sharing the peace, love, and positivity. And so
I
I'm
try.
just
I
glad we
try.
were able to have this conversation today. And Piggy, again, if you would like to add anything else, then the floor is yours. But you can follow SourPiggy at SourPiggy on Twitter, as we had discussed before. And thank you for being a guest today.
Um, I'd like to add that I've known you for a very long time now, and I'm very proud of you. And you look very, very happy,
Well, thank you.
and that makes me very happy.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
that. And I'm
of
always just
course,
glad to see where, as we were just talking before, about where not only the game has taken people, but just where people's personal paths have taken them. And so I appreciate
yeah,
that.
for
And
sure,
I'm
for
always
sure.
in your corner for anything. And I'm very glad that you were able to join us here for episode 2.
Same for you. Thank you for having me. It's been an honor. I'll catch you guys when I catch you guys. Stream
Absolutely.
soon. Stream soon. You're telling me you want to see the stream? I'll do it soon. I'll try.
All right. Well,
I'll
everybody
try to
stay
do it.
tuned for more Sour Piggy content in the future and watching for that bear at Frosty's. But in the
I'm
meantime,
coming.
look forward to more next battle episodes, hopefully, as I'm able to keep the wheels churning. And thank you again to our guest, Sour Piggy.
Thanks for having me.
Bye,
Peace.
everyone.